There we go. On that note, hello everyone. Say
Hi,
hello.
Dr. Nick. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Wait, hello.
Inner thoughts.
Do we get our checks now or after this?
Catherine,
What?
you and Sal will have to head this one, I think. I need to figure out what's happening with my computer.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm sorry.
If I figure it out in time to join in, awesome, but yeah.
Okay,
Honestly, it sounds like sabotage to me.
we'll do our best to keep Marie under control.
Yeah. Okay.
Marie, you and me, man, all the way. Let's go.
Alright, so Catherine, you've got the go ahead to start whenever.
Oh, I already switched the tab.
Oh,
we're,
okay.
Yeah, so we're live and we're talking.
Alright, well
Hello,
then
how are
everybody
ya? You're
enjoy
live.
Catherine and Sal and Marie's painting.
You can't
Yes.
even hop into the hangout?
No, there is something like really screwy with the drivers and the things going on in
crap.
my computer.
Oh
so.
no!
Yeah, Mark is going through it all, but
Corporate sabotage must be it.
so I'll mute for now and
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? Oh yeah. So Marie was discussing the merits of mutiny and anarchy in this new digital age that we live in.
Yeah.
So tell us more about that, Marie.
Well, it's a mirage. I'm telling you, it's sabotage.
Hmm. What are your thoughts on that, Catherine?
I have no idea what we're talking about, quite honestly.
Just
Is there a
make something
script?
up.
Is there a script? Like, oh, Mexifro, thank you for following.
Following.
Yeah, is there like a script or something that I should have gotten, or?
No. This
Wow, we
is
sent it
the
to you
improv.
2 weeks ago.
Oh right.
Something tells me
Sorry.
that I wasn't supposed to see the script.
Mark the miracle worker. You got it up and running.
Oh crap.
Finally, at least someone's gonna send me the script. Alright, so it
Now
says
all
here.
he has to do left today is cure cancer and save all the babies.
Well, now that Mark also sent me
Well,
the
not
script,
all
I
of
can look at
them.
this and be like, right, I'm supposed to smile and nod with an agreement with Marie.
Lumpiest one.
That was it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta like open up everything again. Awesome. Ooh, Sal, is that something
Mhm.
you're working on?
Yeah, this is an album cover for a synthwave album. Which reminds me, I need to go live too. Let me do the live
Did you
thing.
see that trailer for that collab with Carpenter Brute?
No,
Oh my god, why haven't you? What's wrong with
I
you?
don't know because people don't tell me these things. Hold on, I'm gonna do the live thing. Hello, everybody. As I mentioned earlier today, we are doing the Lonely Egg Studio stream, and we are actually live now. I've dropped the link in my stream there, but I'll also be dropping it again for anybody who's just tuning in. And I'll drop it in to everyone else's chats too. Lonely Egg stream is on like Donkey Kong Jr. Ah, it says. Yeah, so I'm working on a cyberpunk horror album cover tonight. And you can see that on the Lonely Egg stream, and you can see it here, and you can go to that link and see all of us. Hey, movement! Right back at you,
Hello.
bud.
It's movement.
It is
But they're
movement.
so still.
Depends on how you look at it. Trick of the light and all that.
Oh, that's true.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I gotta join the hangout all over again.
Yay!
All over again.
Oh man, is Jessica back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jessica is back.
Yes.
I have
There's
to,
another one called Jessica. Rejoin the
So this
stream.
over here. I get chats up.
That's a good thing, right? Movement says this piece looks truly horrific.
Should be a good thing. I'm hoping that I would hope that it would look horrific.
Me too. I
So
probably
pretty.
can't say what the album cover is going to be called, but it is
I
basically
know what it's
synthwave.
called.
You do?
Return
It's okay. Sal's
of
got it covered.
Spider-Man.
Ha!
And
It's good.
out of here.
No,
Get
I
out.
can't. I'm running this. I'm running this stream, Marie.
No, I
Um,
cannot handle the
so-
puns.
now that we are finally starting the stream, why don't we introduce ourselves? Please, someone that isn't me go first.
Okay. I am an egg. I
The
dance,
goddamn egg.
I sing.
Goddamn egg.
You can hire me for children's parties, and I am overall the most endearing member of today's streamcast.
I
Uh-huh.
didn't go that far, but sure. Below it this time.
It's okay. The viewers will decide.
Yeah.
They've already chosen. And it's
As you guys may have guessed, I'm Sal, aka the Dark Cloak, aka Sal, and I am one of the general artists working on the Lonely Egg Studios game in the Keeper Shadow.
Sal, aka the Dark Cloak, aka Sal.
Yep.
And on that note, hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the
Catherine.
marketing PR manager. Yeah. Doing the marketing and the PR. I made the
aka
tweet.
the PR, aka the marketing.
I made that tweet. That is probably why you're watching this stream.
If
Yeah.
you're not
You're
watching
the
this
mind reader.
stream, you smell like boiled eggs. So you should get in here so you don't smell like boiled eggs anymore.
But I thought we were supportive of eggs.
We are. But if they're boiled, I mean,
I like hard-boiled eggs. Get off my lawn.
Oh, they're good. I just had a hard-boiled egg.
All right.
dinner.
it's happening.
You shouldn't shit talk hard-boiled eggs. It's good.
I eat hard-boiled eggs every morning. What are you talking about?
Wow.
The boiled fuck
Eggs.
egg.
Smash Mouth eat the eggs.
I don't know
Hello,
about that.
Dr. Marketing.
They were supposed to. They promised to eat a bunch of eggs, like, live on stream, and they didn't do it. They lied. People donated to their charity thing, and they never ate the eggs. So, still to this day, we ask why Smash Mouth wouldn't eat the eggs.
Uh-huh.
It was run by Guy Fieri. too.
Yeah, I'm Guy Fieri.
Not even a meme.
You're a
Yeah,
fury.
Guy Fieri doesn't
Wow.
like eggs. Well, he doesn't like fried eggs.
But that's why he made Smash Mouth eat the eggs, because he doesn't like eggs.
It's just, I'm not gonna lie, it's really frustrating watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and watching Guy Fieri ask the people making him food to keep the fried eggs off of his food.
It's weird, you know? Like, it's such a staple of, like,
Everything.
yeah, like topping things up with an egg. Like, just eat the egg.
Also, you should trust the chef to know how to make
Egg.
eggs right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, if they're on the show. It's not like he's going
Yeah, they're
to
gonna
some...
try, like, really hard if they're on the show.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
guess.
Cog Whistle. Thank you for following.
Hey, Cog Whistle. Fancy
I
seeing
hope
you.
your egg landed in the cup, and I'm sorry if it didn't.
A vegetable is blocked. What?
Who's
Huh?
what?
A vegetable.
What happened? Movement? Did you try to type in a word that is similar to fries, like French fries?
Papas?
That's weird. It didn't even give me like a prompt, because usually it'll give me like a prompt saying, "Oh, so and so's tried to say this word." Wonder what the word is now. It's starts with a P.
Papas? Papas fritas? That's all I can
Pies?
think of. Poutine?
Potatoes.
Poutine is bands?
Hey, Lensa, welcome back.
Oh, I can't find the cat
Lensa
print.
was watching Steve and I work earlier today.
No items match. Alrighty. I'm gonna play
Yep,
that
starting
game, huh?
Yep. You know it.
Cats files, that's what I wanted. Alright. Open.
Okay.
This
the hangout
11
did
by
not
17.
close on me.
Oh my god, why did I do this to myself?
Because you like punishment.
I am thinking I may have to.
Uh-oh. Tell us, Jessica.
I need to turn. So I have to edit a whole bunch of our studio images into print formats for cat print,
Mm-hmm.
and I, for some reason, sized all of these images really weirdly.
Oh.
So I need to figure out what I want to do.
Thanks, past Jessica.
Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes I wonder, like, if I was, if I was just tired, if I was just dreaming, or if I'm just.
Pretty
Sometimes
sure
I wake up
past
and.
Jessica exists only to disrupt
Irritate
future
you.
Jessica.
To troll future Jessica? Yeah.
Mhm.
I can say the same about past Sal. There's a lot of times I'm like, man, past Sal, what the fuck? Why you do this?
Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll just do that, and then I'll cut off. Yeah. Load. What?
Just you.
Just
It's
Jessica
funny when you're
things.
feisty.
11 by 17.
My favorite's still when she uses replacement swears. And tries very
We're
hard
gonna
to
use what?
Just let out
replacement
swears.
swears.
Didn't you say Fred heard you swear last night? Heard you say fuck?
What? Let Jessica
Yeah,
say fuck.
Fred heard me swear last night. It was pretty.
I
Oh,
can't
and I
believe
missed
I
it?
missed that.
Say a swear.
I can't believe I missed that.
Wow, and we missed it.
Let Jessica say
Because I've
fuck.
only ever heard it once. and
No,
I
Jess
was
is
the
not
only one
Dr.
there.
Marketing. Jess is Professor Director.
I'm Dr. Marketing.
Yep, Catherine is Dr. Marketing.
Heck.
Play my game, Dr. Marketing.
Dr. Marketing. Markenomics.
Marketing.
Oh my god, that is not what I wanted. I.
That's okay. At some point, we'll release trading cards and it'll be easier to memorize who everybody is.
What the heck?
And Marie, who you sometimes hear talking in the background, she's got like this softer voice. She's the goddamn egg.
I'm an egg!
She is an egg. It's not
All
yet
right.
been determined if she's related to the famous egg that fell off a wall. We don't think she is. We think that's just wild allegations and
That's
speculation.
just a rumor.
Yeah,
The game
Not
rumor.
by my enemies.
very, very, very vicious and unkind rumor. Everybody knows that
It's
that egg.
also egg racism.
Yeah, not all
Don't
eggs look
do
the
it.
same, you guys.
Oh my god, I'm dumb.
Uh-oh.
I've been putting the settings into
Tell
the
me
wrong.
something
The way you
important.
said raw kind of reminded me of Kermit the Frog.
No, Mark is supposed to be the one that sounds like Kermit.
Hi ho.
Yeah, Mark.
Oh, Kermit the Frog here.
Oh, hey, Bert.
Oh my
That's
god, you do sound like Kermit the Frog.
Oh man, that broke my mind a little bit.
But the fact that
What?
Mark is actually Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God,
Frog
Marie,
here.
I bet you could do a killer Miss Piggy.
I do.
We should learn a routine if that's the
My
case.
favorite.
Yeah.
I'll be Beaker.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god, it's Perry.
Wait, what?
I look over at the notifications, see who followed, and it was Perry. Hi, Perry.
Wait, is he following your stream now?
I guess so.
Harry, we don't want your follows. Get out of here.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, hardcore.
Oh,
Oh, savage.
Ooh.
As they say in my
That's
country.
me, Savage Mark. That's what they call me.
Savage Mark.
Kermit the
That's
Mark.
what they call me on the
New
streets.
chapter? Is this the
Like the
new
frog
saga?
here.
It's Savage Mark saga?
I mean, is it new though?
Savage Mark Beyond.
Only if you haven't been paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
okay, I've
Marie.
got it. This is now 11 by 17, and this should work out. Okay.
Ha, should.
Oh, yeah, it should. I think I'm gonna. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Ugh. The problem is I don't have enough money to like do a ton more new prints. So I want to pick ones that that I know I can finish this week. Like spruce up a bit.
Right.
What even is Perry? What?
What?
What even is life? Inanimate.
Oh,
What
by
even
the
is
way, Movement says it's I love how most of your voices are so bright. It's really pleasant to listen to.
Oh,
life?
I'm glad to be the exception to that.
Who is?
Caught me on a good day.
Why, thank
I'm
you very much.
I'm so sad, Sal, that I missed the happy birthday at your stream.
Yeah, it's okay. You got the recording.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I know.
Oh, how did the whole stream go?
Went really good. Like pretty much as good as it usually does. It's good. Good turnout. Good questions. Really good conversation.
Anything
Yeah.
noteworthy for the
Oh,
topic?
jeez, a lot actually. One of the big things that we got into that was unexpected was talking about museum being displayed in museums and like the like how that works and things to look for, things to think about. Jessica went pretty deep into that stuff and it was really good.
Not me, another Jessica.
Yes. Yes. Drovey Jessica. A lot of it was, just kind of like it really emphasized that, people could be in the same position in terms of what they're doing with their career, but how they got there can be wildly different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's again another thing that came up last night. And it seems like that always just comes up. Like anytime we have multiple guests who are in a similar position professionally, like hearing their stories and everything, you do end up hearing a lot of the similarities, but really it's the differences in how people got there. That's really striking. And the general theme usually always comes down to like basically just keep trying and keep working on your stuff, because you don't really know when or where or how things are going to work out. But the one thing that is always certain is that if you don't try, the one thing that is certain is that nothing will happen.
Yep. That was actually a topic that came up when we were talking to some high school students yesterday in the Discord.
How did that go?
It went well. We had a couple animators come in to talk to the students, and they had a lot of good things to say because they know a lot of people in the games industry too, and a lot of things that apply to like animation
Yeah.
portfolios and stuff translates. But one of the big things with the students was pretty like unanimously was like imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, how do you overcome, or how do, like, they were directly asking us what our experiences were with, like, overcoming hurdles like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was basically it. We just felt like, you know, at some point, whether, you know, you learn it yourself through trial and error, but at some point you're just like, you have to overcome it, because as you said, if you don't put anything out or you don't try, then there's going to be no results of any kind.
Right.
Everybody's
Yeah, the
really
imposter-
making it up as they go along anyway.
Yeah. It's a lot of it is, you know, fear, and a lot of it is. This is something, and Jessica, you know a little bit more about the mentorship that I'm doing. Some of you guys do. That's one of the big things that I deal with my mentees is dealing with fear, dealing with those conversations that you end up basically. You spend more time dealing with what's going on in your head than you do with what's dealing with in front of you, and a lot of those issues come from you just being stuck with all the looping tape in your head of crap that you buy into. One of the big popcorn moments that people usually have is when I ask him this. I'm like, okay, so, you know, what kind of stuff do you not take from anybody? Like, you say you don't take crap from people. Like, all right, let's talk about what kind of crap you don't like. How do you not like people treating you? Well, I don't like people telling me that I'm stupid, or, you know, I like people appreciating my work, and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Like, pretty universal things.
Yeah.
And then when I ask him, okay, so why do you take that from yourself? It's always like a what? Like a popcorn thing, and I work through that stuff, and it's hard because people have a lot of practice doing that stuff, a lot of practice beating themselves up, a lot of practice feeling guilty, a lot of practice feeling afraid, and it's a hard habit to break. But yeah, I've noticed that that's like pretty much do the thing is pretty much the universal not solution, but it's like the way, the path.
Yeah, that's good.
To get to
Good
where
way
you
to
need to
put
be.
it, path.
What's that?
That's a good way to put it, path, not the solution,
Yeah.
but the path.
Yeah.
Perry says, imposter syndrome, just suck it up and get better. If you're weak, you lose and you don't get the job, period.
That's like,
There is like some truth to that, because it's easier said than done. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that don't, and I think some of the students kind of pick this up too, is like some people have more extreme hurdles to overcome,
Right.
in terms of imposter syndrome. Like some of the students we talked to, you know, they grew up in an environment where there is just no other extracurricular arts. Like it's like either like a low income area where all those activities have been defunded,
Mhm.
and you know, they have parents and stuff and family members that don't understand that field whatsoever.
Mhm.
And they have to start from like, you know, they have to start from literal scratch understanding what even art like is.
Yeah.
Whereas like with me, I'm like really fortunate because my dad was super into art. Like he was a technical artist though, but still like having an introduction to the arts was so much more like so helpful, you know, figuring it all out early.
Mm. There was less of those social hurdles and the stigma.
and it took time still, right? Because I mean, like your dad's understanding. I mean, like he didn't view what he does as technical art, right? Like he didn't have the same idea of like, you know, it's still art when it takes on a practical form, right? Like, so it took time and discussion to, you know, to shift to that, right? It wasn't perfect, you know. Like, I mean, it's, you know, never perfect, right? But that's kind of the point. Is it's really, you know, this is where I disagree with what Perry said. And in some ways, like at some point, yes, you have to stick yourself out there. You've got to take that first step, and there's no excuse for not taking that initial step forward. Because if you want something, you have to. But you also, it's really important to acknowledge the individual struggles that happen along the way, and try to view things as like realize that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay for like to struggle. The goal shouldn't be like perfection. The goal should be continuous improvement.
Mm.
And it's okay if that improvement is 1%. It's okay if that that you're struggling with that improvement.
It's
But
also
the goal should be just that.
It's also healthy to
Something that-
accept that you're not going to peak when you're young, and it's probably better to not peak when you're young, because then you just have like a whole career to look forward to,
Not only that, but if you peak when you're young, from what I've noticed and from what I've seen from friends and people, even people that I've looked up to and stuff, is that a lot of the people who've peaked when they were young burn out a lot faster.
Mhm.
I've noticed
Harry,
that. And
Harry's saying his perspective is from a strictly professional sense. I'm in no way a recreational hobbyist animator. I don't think I like doing art outside of getting paid. That's definitely like an avenue that's an avenue of art that I think a lot of students don't think about. Because I don't know how you guys feel, but like a lot of times like the arts for me is like the hobby and the professional side of it are like they're related to one another for me. Like I can't really separate those out. So that's why, we take the entrepreneurial route.
yeah.
Whereas like somebody who, really sees art as a job, like a source of income, that like breaks a lot of people, like a lot of students' minds, like, how can you do art but not like,
Yeah.
Well, so for some people, that is a really important thing to talk about, because for some people it really starts out, art is their passion, and so it's kind of one of the myths of our generation that like you can be employed in a field that you love and you'll love your job. Like it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's true to a degree, but it's not like this like hunky dory, like I'm gonna go to work every day and be happy. Like your job is still
Yeah.
a job.
And it's
Like
not
you
a
should.
it's also not a one size fits all kind of thing too, because like I went into college fully expecting to do art the rest of my life, and then after college I ended up in marketing. So like it's definitely, because like I realized that because another thing that you don't really get conditioned to talk about in school at all is like, at least in my experience, is they don't bring up this idea of you're going to be burnt out when you're done with work at the end of the day and not want to do work outside of work, which happens to some people. It happens to a lot of people, I feel like I've started to notice. Like, I thought it was like a very rare kind of thing, because I follow a lot of artists that do work outside of their art jobs, but like there are a lot of people who also just kind of don't have the drive to, like, after long work days and stuff, like trying to get other work done. And that was the thing that kind of got the gears turning, I think.
One of the first big pieces of advice that my buddy Chris Leitner, he's better known as Liquidology, gave me was, if you want to be a professional artist, the first thing you need to realize is that there's going to be days that you're going to have to work and draw and paint. Like, you have fun doing that now, but you have to be real with yourself. Like, are you willing to do a job where you're going to be drawing and working and painting even when you don't feel like it, till you want to barf? And drawing the same thing over and over and over, and revisions and whatever is needed for the job. It's not just about inspiration and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to realize that as well. Like, if you're the kind of person who can't work unless you're feeling inspired, that's going to be hard.
Job for you.
Yeah, and another thing that's like hard to understand as well, especially when like you're considering like, do I actually want to do this for a living? It's that you're still an artist if you don't do it professionally. Like, it might seem like you can't be, but you're still an artist because you're making art,
Yeah, don't buy into that little voice in your head that says, I'll be a real artist when. Because that voice is usually lying.
Because I think Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I think part of the reason why it took me so long to figure out, like, maybe I don't want to do this for a living, is that, like, it's very easy to feel like you can't be an artist if you don't do it professionally. Like, at least from my perspective. Like, just the stigma's kind of there,
It was interesting hearing. So Fred was one of the people in our chat with the students yesterday, and he's an animator. And it was interesting hearing his perspective on it, because he thought really hard about why he was in animation as a career choice, and he was like, I'm doing it because I want to contribute and support the art of animation. Like, he's doing it for the storytelling, and for him that was like, I can't separate myself enough from the story to just do work. Like I need to be invested in the story. I need to be a part of the journey. So that's why he made the move to more to smaller projects and indie stuff.
And Shrek.
Yeah, but that was kind of like he had to like take that step back and be like, why am I even doing this as a profession?
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah. Are these people talking like in the other chats? Because like no one's talking in the Lonely Egg chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Khadgar thing. It opens up all 3 chats. Nobody's talking in our chat. Move over there and say hi.
Wow.
Here, I'll drop the link. In
Like
the
I
chat.
keep looking at the Lonely Egg chat on Streamlabs, and it's like, it's just Sal saying "Hello world," but world is spelled WURLD. And then Lonely Egg, in all caps, Lonely Egg stream is on like Donkey Kong Jr. tonight here, and the Khadgar link.
Movement, use vanish. No, super effective. Thanks, movement. If you end up seeing this later on. Lenza says, I know what that feels like. Going from nothing to where I am now took a lot of doing, and I'm still struggling sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I think the struggling thing is natural.
Probably human, yeah.
For me, the hardest thing is when I'm struggling and not knowing what I'm struggling with exactly. With Jessica, you know, I kind of had that bout of that stuff recently, where it's like, what the hell's actually going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Because and Mark, you could probably speak to this as well, because I have a feeling you're very similar in that way. But it's the whole, and I think we had a little exchange about it. The whole being able to look at things objectively. I am the kind of person who tries to look at everything down to the most microscopic minutia very objectively. But I also recognize that it's very hard to do that with your own stuff, where you are in life, with your work, even just yourself as a person. It's very difficult to view yourself objectively because you can't really step outside of yourself. And I find that really difficult. So whenever it comes to the thought of what am I doing wrong with my career, or what am I doing wrong with my art? And not just in the technical side, right? Like, is my anatomy bad? It's not that kind of thing. It's more like, what is it about my work that's not working right now? Answering those questions for myself is very difficult. And, sometimes getting critique is helpful, but critique can only take you so far as well. If the best critique is when the person that's critiquing you knows what your goals are. But if you're asking for help with, for example, what I'm describing, and you're not entirely sure what it is that's missing, but you have a pretty decent idea of where you want to go with it, sometimes that can be a little bit hard as well, because it's like you don't know how to ask for help with where you're at, because you're not entirely sure what it is that you should be asking for help with. So that's
it's one of the things why I hate, like, it's different when you're working on a project, when you're like ahead of a project and you need to be able to like dictate things, right? Like telling people what to do, things like that. But when it comes to like the critique side of things and talking to like students, I try to be really careful about talking in
generalities.
Like not even just generalities, but like ultimatums or like things that are
have to do it this way, like.
Yeah, like I try to stay away from that kind of language because it's really confusing, because like if I say that, then now I'm saying something like in the format of like an authority on the subject, whereas like I am also an artist figuring out these things, and my way of doing things is not, I don't want people to do things the way that I do things,
right?
Like
and they might not work, right? And that's the other thing too.
It's better to kind of like teaching methodology rather than teaching like specific skills. Like teaching, like learning how to learn is the most important thing.
But I think that's something that like ultimately you have to be open to, because what I find the majority of people don't want to learn like fundamental skills. Like, come on, art has been around for centuries now, and whatever has been needed to be figured out has been figured out. We have centuries of publicly accessible artwork and texts and even older texts, and we can read if you want to learn from a simple level, if you want to learn from an advanced level, there's a book on everything. And really, some people just want to know what the shortcut is, and I think that's a mentality that has to be fought against. It's like you can't just ask for the cheat code. There's no cheat code. It's work hard for enough time at the thing.
It kind of reminds me of one time Dana Terrace was like, she made a whole thread about getting into storyboarding, and she was like, I think the thing that people tend to forget is that you need to learn your fundamentals, because it's the most important thing you need to know as a storyboard artist.
Yeah.
Because she's like, if your draftsman skill is weak, then you're not going to perform as well. Which, like, makes a lot of sense, especially if you're in, like, revisions, where, like, draftsmanship is literally everything.
I mean, there's a rare person that can pick it up without, like, I know some, this is especially relevant in 3D, where the person actually has no skills related to traditional art, but they're a very good designer. And those design skills and the things that they learned from looking at physical objects and man-made things in the real world translated beautifully to their 3D. So just traditional fundamental art is not the only way. You can also learn from other traditions, but I think you have to pick a fundamental tradition, whether
to start from,
is
like
architecture, or looking at textiles, or all the other things that have been going on for a long time. You just have to stick with one thing, and if you can learn enough from that, the skills will translate. But you can't start from like advanced. Like storyboarding is the end of starting, learning composition, studying film, studying anatomy,
gesture,
stories, studying the books, writing. It's a lot of things. So you can't put that expectation on yourself when you're you can't draw an arm. Like,
you gotta draw an arm.
You can't draw an arm. You can't draw a story. It's still drawing the hand.
I think also, like, one of the things that came up during the talk was, one of the students said, like, this comes to the back to the imposter syndrome thing, but they were like, I look at other people's stuff and I look at my stuff and I feel like I just need to be where they're at, and this person I see is drawing like 15 hours a day. I feel like I need to be drawing 15 hours a day. And I'm like,
don't burn yourself
and
out.
to them that equates to that's them doing hard work. And I'm, like, this comes to like the critical thinking thing and like learning how to learn. Like, you need to know what you're focusing that work towards. Like, just forcing yourself to draw stuff in 15 hours, just to fill the time and claim that you drew for 15 hours is not necessarily the right way to go about things sometimes. Like, if I am working on a piece like what I'm working on right now and I need to draw those flowers and I don't know what those flowers look like, then I'll go off and do a study of that flower for like 30 minutes. But it's like a hard 30 minutes of studies and whatever, and then I come back and work on the piece. It's not like I just spent.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, working like diligently on 2 hours on a really focused subject matter and goal could mean a lot more than just drawing for 15 hours of mindless drawing.
With study direction.
It's really important to practice, like, not just a lot, but practice correctly. Because if you are practicing a lot but not practicing well, then you just teach yourself bad habits, and then you have to spend a lot more time like unlearning those.
Yeah.
So
you end up with lots of frustration.
Yeah, it's better to like you want to be efficient with the time that you're using, and if you're just like practicing a whole lot, that isn't necessarily like, are you actually like getting a lot out of that time? Like if you're practicing 15 hours a day, but after 4 hours, you're just pretty much dead and like a zombie, you're not really getting anything out of that. Like that time would be better spent recharging, living a life, and like making sure that you're enjoying yourself and like staying sane.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Well, I'd say work smarter, not longer.
Right.
Because I mean,
and I think
it is important to work hard but it's important, that working hard is working right, I guess.
Yeah. I think on the flip side of that too, the other thing that people need to also be aware of and beware of is the whole like spit paint thing.
Yeah.
That's like, I think that's another one too, that people get into some pretty unhealthy expectations and conversations around, is that if you can't produce like a mind-blowing landscape in 20 minutes, like all these people on, the spit paint groups and things like that, that you're a failure. Like, no, you have to think a lot of those people have been doing landscapes for years and years and years. So they have all the, I don't want to call it shortcuts, but like muscle memory and like training, direction, experience. I mean, think of how many times they've made some really bad landscapes to get to the point where they can create those types of landscapes in that amount of time. Do not use that as a measuring stick for yourself.
Yeah. And you also have to consider, like, the stuff you are seeing from them online is probably only their good stuff. There's probably a lot of bad stuff they're also working on too that they just haven't posted. Because it's pretty common.
Social media highlight.
It's like those concept art books. Those concept art books, like the making of movie books.
Yeah, like
a lot of the concept art that you see in there is really just promotional stuff.
Yeah, it's the same for video games.
Or it's sketches and stuff that they've repolished and, organized nicely.
Oh, and also don't forget, even the polished, finished stuff, stuff from films and game projects. It takes a village to make these things. Somebody made the 3D models for them to mock up on the environment scene, which they photo bashed on. It's not just this guy who's like a wonder.
Yeah.
He got help from another talented individual, and they all created this thing together.
And furthermore, it's all being overseen by somebody who's got the know-how to say, no, change this, change that. This is the direction. This is the vision, which gives everybody a target. And when you have a target to hit and it's being managed by somebody else in those types of scenarios, that also helps with the speed at which these things are being created, or the what's it called, the prolific, the appearance of a prolific output is because there's a guidance in place. So with that in mind too, like you can set up targets for yourself and guidance for yourself, and that instead of trying to produce, that many pieces in a day, measuring yourself against the whole spit paint thing, you might be better off actually designing some stuff, giving yourself like some guidelines to work within, and then trying to meet those goals. Because then you'll get more into that mentality and practice of working within that kind of structure, which will probably be more beneficial to you in the long run.
Perry says, I look at other animators and compare myself all the time. I'm a competitive person and need to see what my competition is. Without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I think the difference here, though, is like that is important for when your occupation is to be is to just focus on the craft. In order to like work in a studio environment where you are one of the cogs in the pipeline, right? Like you need to compare your work to other people's work in the industry to like make sure that you're matching like a standard.
But I'd say there's a fundamental philosophical difference between there's a fundamental philosophical difference between looking at what other people are doing and thinking like, how can I improve? What can I learn from them? And looking at other people's stuff and saying like, why am I not there yet? I'll never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, or looking at other people's stuff and saying, if it's like they're my coworkers, I need to match their style. What do I need to learn to better contribute to this project?
I think that's a healthier way of like comparing yourself to people, I guess, in that sense.
Also,
is to
I feel like if you have a
improve.
directionless comparison habit, like, it's easy to say, somebody is better than me. This person is good at what they do.
Without
But it's
it being
harder
Yeah, it's
personal.
okay to
apply.
not be the best at everything. I mean, like,
Well,
if
I
you're
mean-
someone like Perry who is competitive, you know, try to frame it as like you're not, like, it's okay to not be there yet, right? As long as you're making steps towards being there.
That's the key word, yet.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know, like, I think you can look at people in an objective manner and say, what is it about this painting or animation or drawing that is successful? What can I take? Like, I like to sort of hack at and tinker with the ideas that other artists that I enjoy and maybe that I don't enjoy, because there's a lot of controversial artists and their art works, and they did a lot less work than I did to do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I admire those skills. I want to learn how to make the most out of what I do at the skill level that I'm at. I don't want to just grow and grow and grow. I also want to work smarter. You have to be able to look at things objectively, and you have to be okay with you're not the best. I don't think there's anything wrong with being in the middle or being okay at art. I think if you quit, you'll never get better.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't quit, you know?
Yeah,
Don't quit
my-
at the thing.
In my book,
Most people
if you
just quit.
Hey, Hunger Service. Thanks for following.
Hey, hunger service.
I've
In
been-
my book, if you're using those comparisons as an excuse to beat yourself up, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
you don't do any work out of
But-
it, then you're just totally stop looking at other people's art, period. And
Not
and
only
work on
that,
your
but
own
it's
shit.
like we're getting to the realm of talking about like self-abuse and stuff like that. Like, because that's not going to help you be more productive at all.
I think to go back to what Perry is saying, I think that what he's saying is a way that he pushes himself to
Yeah.
do more. It's not, and that's something that, he's got that experience and level that he can do that. He can,
He can separate himself.
Yeah.
he has the experience of detaching himself. So it's
Mhm.
really,
It's-
it's a big difference between that and
There are a lot of
Getting
artists
down
who
on it.
take critique personally. Like,
Yeah.
even constructive criticism, they can't separate themselves from the constructive criticism. So when somebody says something like, your composition could benefit from, a triangular composition versus an S-curve composition, they'll see that comment, and it might look mundane to, like, me, but to somebody else, they'll look at that and go, like, they're questioning my composition. Am I really like a good artist if my eye for composition isn't good?
Right.
Like, am I even worthy of doing art?
I
Why
just
do
think-
I
I feel
bother?
like you gotta. I mean, there's like a point where people who can just listen and take it and just deal with it and move on and keep working, they're gonna have the upper hand. Like,
Mhm.
if you get stopped in your tracks by every freaking comment, you're gonna have a tough time. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, if it stops you in your tracks and then you have like some depression cycle for weeks and weeks and you don't, like, if everything leads you to stop producing art, you're not gonna be successful in a commercial sense, because you have to succeed and do well and make art and produce regardless of how you feel.
Also, you can't
If
work
you
on a
wanna-
team of people if you can't take critique.
Yeah, it's just too tough. And I mean, I think most people, it comes from a well-meant place if they're giving you critique. And I think also you have to consider it's hard for other people to give critique too.
Mhm.
It's not easy to give critique. It's I mean, unless you're like on Facebook and some like person gives you a 2-line crit or something like that. But if someone's giving you a thoughtful criticism, it's also difficult on their part because they're also trying to help you solve a problem. So you kind of have to be a little bit more grateful to those people. Like, don't just be selfish and be like, oh, they gotta quit art now. Like, no, don't quit art. Just keep going.
I mean, like on the other side of that too, though, is like I don't tend to give a lot of critique out unless I really know the person or the artwork or the whole like journey they've taken up to that point, because I just don't know what they've already explored.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to understand that any critique that I put out may or may not get heard or implemented at all, and that's just something I accept. Like, some people take critique like way too seriously, and they're like, you didn't implement what I said, you must not care about my opinion, thus you don't care about your fans. And it's like, okay.
Yo.
First
You
of
need
all, I
to
never
you need
cared
to
about
back down.
And there is a difference too, like the kind of critique you get from peers and the kind of critique you're getting from public, right? I think there is a difference there as well that people need to think about and be aware of that and I think everybody deals with that differently. I'm not going to say, oh, people need to deal with it in certain ways, because I think you deal with it with whatever way is appropriate to your goals. If you're very community oriented and you do want to hear what your fans or whatever are saying, and that's how you want to take critique, then do that. If you want to just be doing your own thing, then do that. But just be very clear with yourself about where you stand with that stuff and who it is you want to please and why.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Hunger Service. Much appreciated.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah,
We
but
get TED Talks a lot. It's kind of our thing.
It is.
I can't
Omniac
find this
Studios.
piece.
People
Where
need
is
to
it?
chill
Oh,
out.
there it is.
people just
Come
need
for
to
the
chill
game
out, do
development.
more work, make more stuff.
You need to chill out.
I'm not gonna chill out because I'm drawing vampire.
You need to
Cafe.
chill out about making people chill out.
No, never.
So we're gonna go to the dog park?
Yeah, we gotta do that. Give me
No.
like 5 more minutes.
No, you're not going to Dock Park.
I
Well, now
didn't
that Marie
ask
says that.
for Marie's.
Yeah, now that I say it.
Now that's what we call unsolicited critique.
Nice one, Catherine.
Thanks, I'll be here all week.
No, you won't. Just tonight.
Oh, I didn't know I was disappearing.
Never here.
Don't lie to the people.
Never here.
I never lie to the people.
You always lie.
Mm-mm.
Audience, please don't believe anything she says.
Marie's lying.
Audience, please.
Hi, so Marie's lying.
Hi, Marie.
To the
Lies.
people.
The people.
Hi. The people.
Definitely not the people's champion. Yeah.
Believe me, I watch anime.
Okay.
I can't wait till like campaigners in the future like are appealing to different like special niche groups of people. Like soon you'll see like campaign ads like on Crunchyroll or something. I'm gonna vote for better imports of Japan so you can watch more anime. I'll vote for that person.
Yep. But would they vote for you? That's the question.
I would vote for Marie for president.
if I
She's
ran
not
for-
making me do this. She's not going to ban me from eating lobster rolls if I do not vote for her.
Hmm.
Oh my god. What if they do ban you from eating lobster?
I want lobster rolls.
I love lobster rolls.
Yeah.
Marie, give Catherine her lobster rolls.
Yeah, Marie.
She owes me a lobster roll.
You're too far away. If I
She
ship
keeps
it, it'll go
eating
bad
them
and you'll
without
die.
me, and then I cry.
Shipping lobsters, that's gross.
So far I have 3 new prints here, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to turn this one into a print, but I'm like debating it so
Maybe
hard.
Count to 3.
Jessica with the smooth subject change.
Back to the topic of seafood. My sister and I made sushi tonight for dinner.
Oh, nice. What
Yeah.
kind of sushi?
We got some sushi grade salmon from the Asian market, and we made some different salmon rolls, and then a vegetable roll. It was really good. We made a spicy salmon, and then we also made a not a spicy salmon, we made a regular salmon that had cucumbers, sweet onion, avocado, and some lime juice on it. We ended up really liking that one. I was just kind of like, this is sort of what I get on poke. And it was actually really good. And then we also made a vegetable one that had avocado and cucumber.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We needed to add more mayo to the spicy salmon, but other than that, it was really good.
I might
I
turn
remember
this
I
into
had
a
an interesting roll that had it was actually like a mustard-based sauce with the salmon.
Hmm.
And apparently it's a Japanese thing. And it was really good. Like, I read it and I was like, I don't know. And then I tried it and it was delicious. And I have to find you that recipe. Because it's really
I'm
good.
skeptical because I don't like mustard.
It's
Oh
it's
no,
not
everyone's gonna...
mustard, it's like mustard grain. Maybe you might like that better because it's a little more vinegary.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I knew you, Catherine.
I don't like mustard, I'm sorry. Every time I've tried it multiple times. Only one of the times that I've tried mustard, I actually liked it. But it was like mixed into something and then baked. So you kind of lost that heavy mustard taste, but like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of bitter
Yeah,
stuff.
mustard seed doesn't have that heavy. It's more.
Yeah. Because
It's
normally
a little
mustard,
thing.
like, for me, it just kind of overpowers everything.
Mark will never let down the mustard seed thing.
What happened?
Doesn't like mustard seed.
No.
No.
So we were. I don't remember exactly what the context was now.
Mustard.
but I think we were eating like some fried chicken or whatever, and Jessica goes, "Mark, what's in honey mustard?"
Well, that reminds me of I was poking around Yahoo Answers the other day and I saw one that said, when did the War of 1812 take place?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I love that.
To be
What
fair,
was the other
I
thing you
thought-
asked?
what?
I forget. You had. I remember you were in here and you had like another question that was very similar.
I thought you were about to say stupid, and I was gonna be like,
No, no.
you.
There's no such
You!
thing as a stupid question.
Okay, but to be fair, I thought like I was. What I really meant to ask was, is there like a special kind of like mustard seed that they put in honey mustard, and that it didn't come out right.
Don't explain yourself to them. And then the stream
So
died.
that's what really happened. It's okay.
What
Jessica,
kind of
we
mustard, though?
understand. I mean, were you guys watching IP Man?
What?
No. What?
No, that was a stupid
talking-
question.
We were talking about Kung Fu. And then
Oh, I
Jessica
remember.
goes, IP Man, and I'm like, you mean IP Man?
Oh, IP man.
IP Man.
Shut up, Murray.
Oh man.
Well, Alex Hirsch just put the word season 3 in his muted word list. Because people keep asking about a Gravity Falls season 3. It's funny because, like, apparently there was a joke about how there's not going to be a season 3 in the new comic graphic novel that came out.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. That is a lot of prints.
Oh,
Okay.
why did you guys
I
change
guess I
this
gotta
to
sign
the-
off pretty soon.
Will you be coming back or are you done?
I'm done. I'm gonna be back for the team meeting tonight, but I won't be back for streaming.
Aww.
Mm. Oh, it's something I wanted to ask.
It was not me, I swear.
It wasn't me.
It was
Who here
Maria's fault.
considers themselves a design genius?
Oh, I'm a genius.
Graphic design is my passion.
I'm
Alright.
like a game
Well,
design
I
prodigy. No one has ever
I
been.
was the design genius of 2013, so
Here's a question for you geniuses then.
24.
What is up with Adobe Photoshop CC 2017 and up, where you're changing the size of a font and it no longer updates in real time until you hit enter?
Yeah,
Is there
that's
a way to
stupid.
change that?
Do I
'Cause
have
it's
that
making
set?
nuts. Plugins.
What?
As usual. I wish Sam was here so we could have a rant about Photoshop.
ranting about Photoshop is one of my favorite pastimes. Hey, Adobe.
And now Fred's trying to get me to play Guns of Icarus, but I'm running the stream.
Jeez, Fred.
Hey, are any of you interested in checking out the No Man's Sky multiplayer update?
I've heard it's really good, except for the fact that it's erasing people's saves right now.
A few of my guildies are talking about
They
it.
just released a patch today, I think, so maybe they fixed that. That seems
Yeah,
like
that
a pretty
seems like an
urgent-
important one, so I wouldn't be surprised.
It's
But I
just,
saw an article
like-
yesterday about it.
The one person that tells me to go get it is like liked the game from the very beginning. I'm like, you know your opinion is garbage.
But
to me.
apparently, like, the recent patch brought the rating up to like a 90 or something on Metacritic.
It's
Yeah, not
it's
fair.
it's got like base building, survival aspects, crafting.
Like, it sounds like a
Yeah,
game
just-
people want to play now.
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
All
I
the
wonder if half of that
exploration.
is the people that held on to hope and wanted it to work out because they already had their money. in
No,
it.
there's like a lot of those people are people who like didn't buy the game initially or who
Oh, okay.
funded it and then now are like doing it a second. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's not
just
all
hard,
from people
like,
who just.
when people talk like rave about something, like I can't take any of the opinions objectively anymore. Like, can you
Yeah.
just talk about the game from like a base level, please.
I'm not trying to rave about it from a perspective. I'm looking at it from a perspective of, is this a game that is worth buying and playing in its current state?
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, if you like survival, space, adventure,
What game are we talking about?
No Man's Sky.
The Moons.
No Man's Man.
That
Oh,
game.
All right.
Space dating simulator.
So let's see. The Hunger Service. When are you streaming again? So the
Never.
studio is gonna stream their game stream, our game streams on Monday. I won't be there for that, but Catherine will be there.
Yeah!
Just gonna,
We're gonna play
working
something.
out, next week.
And then
Catherine?
Tuesdays is when I do my personal art streams. There,
Also
every
won't be there
Thursday
next week.
we hold this studio stream. And then sometimes I stream with Sal when he streams. So the most consistent one for like personal streaming and art streaming for me is Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Which Thursday probably next week will be available.
Probably
Might
if we get
start
back from our
late.
trip.
But we're probably leaving in the early afternoon, so we'll probably be back by 6. So depending on fatigue levels, Thursday next week is a maybe. But Tuesday next week we definitely won't. Monday Jessica won't be doing her personal stream. Tuesday next week. Monday next week, Catherine will be leading the game stream, and then the following Monday we will be going back to Inside and trying to finish that up.
Yeah, I don't know what we're playing on Monday.
Sweet.
I have to figure that out.
Play No Man's Sky.
I really like Inside. It's a good game.
All right, so nice, thanks. Looking forward to seeing all your work and all your streams. Thanks. Yeah. I'm excited. This was not as exciting because I'm just doing like file preparations and polishing for printing for an upcoming convention. So I didn't actually do a whole lot of painting today. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys to it, and I'll see you guys at our meeting tonight.
Bye, Jessica.
See you, Jessica. Now's our chance, guys.
Anarchy. Anarchy.
Alright, so let's play everyone's favorite game. What game is Catherine playing on Monday?
Anarchy.
Yes.
In the UK.
Anarchy. Oh shit, Mark's still there.
Yep.
And Jessica!
Oh no!
What have we done?
Quick, we gotta run.
It was all Catherine's idea, I swear.
She told us if
What
we didn't
game?
do it, she'd kick us off the show.
I should just play Game Dev Tycoon on Monday.
Game Dev Tycoon.
I mean, we
Are
don't
you
have
gonna
any...
call it the idea that you make Lonely Egg?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretend to be Lonely Egg Studio. I have 14 minutes in this game. I haven't played it much. But yeah, I should just play Game Dev Studio on... Or not Game Dev Studio, Game Dev Tycoon on Monday. I don't know.
Game Dev Tycoon is pretty fun. The only issue that I have with it is that some of the, like, they have their, you know, pairings that do and don't, you know, work, and, like, it's all, you know, like, pre-assign like, what they consider a good pairing, and I don't always agree. Like, sometimes I'll come up with a pairing that to me looks really good, but then the game has decided that that pairing doesn't work, and it's like, doesn't that really come down to innovation and execution? So
Yeah.
that can be frustrating when you see a pairing that has either been done really well or you like think would be done really well and it doesn't work.
I think, like, in my 15 minutes of playing it, I just remember playing it and being like, I kind of wish that I was playing Game Dev Story on iOS. Which is, like, the same game, but I thought it was more fun. I don't know.
Game Dev Tycoon is more polished now than Game Dev Story is. I mean, Game Dev Story is like a 20-year-old game or something, I think.
Is it really that old?
Yeah, all the Kairosoft ports or all the Kairosoft games are ports of old games.
Huh.
I think some of them are new, but a lot of them are old.
Yeah.
They're ports of like old DOS games and things.
All right, I gotta head out. Bye, guys.
Alright.
See you, Jessica. Okay, now's our chance.
I could play more of Black Watchmen.
Yeah, it was released for
Damn it.
Windows in 1997.
Wow. Huh. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with that game, though. I played it a few times, like, all the way through,
Yeah,
and
it's a
I
good
liked
game.
it. Yeah. What game did I play? I played Bendy and the Ink Machine. I don't know.
Yeah.
See ya.
Has anyone here played RimWorld?
No.
Not yet.
I want to play it, but I want to know more about it before I even buy it or anything.
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Catherine.
I was just distracted because I found out that Not GTA 5 was renamed to Not the Name We Wanted. Not GTA 5 was a shitty parody of GTA that, like,
Really? They
was
forced
being
them to
sold
change
for...
their name?
Yeah, their name is now Not the
That was
Name We
so
Wanted.
funny.
Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what this game is. I've never seen this before.
It's really funny. You
But,
should check out some Let's Plays of it.
Well, I have it. I played it for 1 minute.
Oh.
What I play? We should just get you and Fred and play more of Homestar Runner.
There you go.
A lot of games I could play. I just don't know what's the best for a stream. Perception, I haven't actually played that yet. Maybe I'll play Perception. I don't know. If I play Perception, I should see if I can get Sarah in here for that, because she worked on that game.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what? I'll DM her right now.
So no one here has played RimWorld then, you guys said, right?
No,
That's just sad.
you're sad.
I am. I'm sad that you guys haven't played it yet, so you can tell me how it
I'm
is.
sorry, I'm not your personal review service. Jeez.
Well, maybe you should be.
Maybe
What
I
if you
got
were?
stuff to do.
What if we could work something out and it'd be really great and you... Yeah.
No.
Alright then. Suit yourself. You could have been rich and famous.
Yeah.
You could have been the next PewDiePie. Or something. I don't know.
Oh, or something.
I don't know. Moment's gone. Marie, give up.
I'm never gonna give up. Never gonna
Never
let you
gonna let
down.
me down?
either. Yeah.
You're never gonna turn around and burp me.
When did I buy TIS 100?
What?
And then we realized that Catherine's habit buys games that she doesn't even know she bought.
Yeah, I don't remember buying TIS 100.
Wow.
Welcome to being on Steam.
Welcome to the game.
Game purchased on December 31st, 2015. Why did I buy myself that for my birthday gift? I'll probably play it someday.
Listen to this kid. Play it someday.
You just gotta see. You gotta see my library size. It's like, hold on. I know a lot of the games that I have now were also thanks to winning all of Telltale's games at the end of the Conference Associates program. 282
Which is
games.
pretty cool.
282 games. I have a lot of games. I can play Zimbinis.
To be fair, I know someone who like has like 2,000 like in their
Holy
library.
shit, that's a lot of games.
But I mean, that's like their only hobby is video games. So
Hmm.
You're a hobby.
gee.
Why,
I
you don't
mean-
need to be so mean.
I'm just
Yeah,
drawn
this
that
is
way.
a non-rude.
Alright,
stream.
Jessica Rabbit.
How'd you know?
I just know. Why do I have Train Sim? Did I get that in a Humble Bundle or something?
Probably.
Oh, I could play Monkey Island, actually.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh wait, no, this is Tales of
Become
Monkey
the
Island.
People arguing about the remastering.
This is not actual Monkey Island, this is the, Telltale Monkey Island, it looks like.
Wow. So it's not a real game according to you.
Well, it's not the original game. Oh,
That's
I
not
also
what
have...
she said, is it, Marie?
Wow.
Nope.
I also have Kathy Rain, I could probably play that too.
I've been wondering about that game too.
Yeah.
Looks intriguing.
Sounds pretty cool.
Intriguing. Oh, that's cool, Marie.
Oh, thank you.
It's got classic fuck. What's the guy?
It has a
Neil
classic
Gaiman.
fuck.
The guy who worked on the the guy who worked on the Neil Gaiman game books.
Oh, thank you.
Who was that?
It was.
Was that Gibbons? Did
Was it
Gibbons work
just
on those?
him?
I'm not talking about the cover artist. That's what, McKean? Not him,
Yeah.
the other guy. The guy who did a lot of the interior inks and stuff.
Oh man, I could play Human Revolution. Also.
Deus Ex?
Yeah, I haven't actually played it.
Really?
Yeah, which is funny because I've also met Elias Tefexis because my friends dragged me to a Deus Ex panel at PAX East a few years ago. He's a really cool dude. He's really funny.
Deus Ex is pretty great. I really love the original. And this new series is pretty good too.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So
But I want to
Told
play
you.
it because like I've watched friends play parts of it and stuff, but I've never actually played it myself. But it seems like a really interesting game. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some really good conversations about like transhumanism and like how much after you modify how much of yourself are you still considered a human? When do you stop being considered a human? You know, that kind of shit. It's good stuff.
I stopped being human a long time ago.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about you and me.
Oh, fun. Oh, yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That makes all of our jobs so much easier.
Doesn't make my job easier.
All right, Catherine, give Marie that pink slip you've been writing up.
Pink stuff?
The pink slip.
Pink slip. You see, I don't deal with like HR stuff. That's like Jessica and Mark. I can't deal with that.
And Jessica's not here because it's
Yeah,
anarchy.
so it's anarchy time.
Anarchy.
So then when they ask where were you when the walls fell, we're just gonna say, well, we're in the stream with Catherine and she didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not HR. It's not my problem.
Catherine's just done.
I'll be here all week.
She's like, I'm not gonna deal with it. But this person is so. Before you jumped in, or were you here when we were talking about it? I'm not sure, Sal. But we were talking about Japan, and Jessica had mentioned a guy who runs a cafe that is vampire themed.
Okay.
But he's also in a rock band.
Okay.
And he does performances between food courses.
What?
Yeah, like he does like a mini like thing between each like meal served. And he's dressed up like a vampire and it's just very amusing.
Okay.
That's all. Then I was like, oh, I guess I'll draw him.
I mean, I guess we all need hobbies.
Hey, I mean, if that can make a business out of it. It's worked for 8 years.
No, I think that sounds cool. I like gimmicky shit like that. I don't think there's enough of that anymore these days. And we've had our rants about wrestling, for example.
Yeah, like it's so much fun, and people write it off, and they're so dismissive about it, and it's really unfortunate because it's like watching a soap opera.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I missed the gimmick days, though. That's what I'm saying. Like the days when you had the really over the top characters and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just like Joe Smith, the wrestler, fighting Daniel Jenkins, the wrestler. I don't find that as entertaining.
I miss the the era of freaking Undertaker and his whole backstory.
Kane and
fucking evil wizard, and his kids were murdered in some kind of satanic ritual, and he's on this long ass thing of vengeance. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of
It's
wrestling,
crazy.
but I really do like The Undertaker a lot.
That's amazing.
Just his whole concept is so
Undertaker's
amusing.
best.
My friends and I one time as a joke watched the Flintstones WWE special, which was much better than we expected, and also, Austin Wintory did the music for it.
Did you say the Flintstones WWE special?
Yeah, it was like a movie, like a made-to-DVD movie. Austin Wintory did
What
the music,
the
the guy
hell?
who composed Journey actually did the music
Yeah.
for it. He said he had
That
a lot of
sounds
fun with it
insane.
because he had an all-star orchestra to work with.
I bet.
Yeah.
But that sounds insane.
Because I remember tweeting at him after we watched it, so wait, did you actually work on this? And he's like, I love this project. He seems like a cool dude. I also got to meet him that same PAX East at Metalized to Texas. There were a lot of cool people there that year.
That's cool.
Yeah, but my friends and I watched it as a joke, and like the Undertaker was easily like the most entertaining character in the whole thing, and also the animation was actually pretty good, and it
Oh, was
wasn't
it
a terrible.
animated?
Yeah, it was like a fully animated thing. Like it was actually really nicely animated.
Wow. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe it was probably animated by the last like Hanna-Barbera people.
It's a more recent special, I think, too. Like, a few years old kind of thing.
I'm gonna have to look into this. This sounds insane.
Yeah, but it was actually, like, we laughed a few times. Which was more than we were expecting. We thought it would just be bad.
Yeah.
But that was really good. The Undertaker had some really good lines, though.
I bet he
love
did.
that.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's had a long career for a reason. He's really fucking entertaining. Even if he's not doing anything, he's really entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that presence, man. So yeah, come for the game development work and stay for the wrestling talk.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to our wrestling
So
talk.
everybody rejoice. Facebook has gone down 20% in stock value. That's a
Oh,
lot
good.
of money.
Wait, is it 20% or 20 million? Because I've been
No,
reading mixed things.
20% of their
Oh,
stock
people are just
like,
dumb then.
died. Rest in pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
It's like good billion or something. Gotta be.
A PC Gamer article titled, "Thanks to its huge expansion, I no longer suck at Enter the Gungeon." I wonder if they added accessibility stuff or something then.
They've added a ton of stuff.
I've never played it. I've heard it's really good though.
It is good, but I like Nuclear Throne better. Something about Enter the Gungeon feels a little clunky, although they may have addressed some of that too from what I've been reading, so I'll have to play it again and give it another shot.
Yeah, I have Nuclear Throne actually. I should play that.
Ah, Nuclear Throne is so good.
Because I had a friend who was giving away a code, so I picked it up because I haven't played it yet, and I really should play it.
For Nuclear Throne?
Yeah, one of my friends had a bunch of like Humble Bundle codes that like they didn't need.
Man, play it.
Uh,
It's a good game.
yeah, so I got Nuclear Throne, and I need to play it.
Yes. Play it. It is what you must do. No, it's got a really good soundtrack too. Nuclear Throne. Very good music, very good everything. I'm just hiding a bunch of Easter eggs in this artwork now. Because the background's going to get completely blurred anyway, so I may as well hide a bunch of crap in it.
Hmm.
I'll do it in the name of anarchy.
Yay!
Brian
That's pretty
from.
good.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm just saying that's pretty good about what I just did.
Oh, I want to see what you just did.
Oh, I just added
What did you
Momo's
just
eyes
do?
into the digital panel up there.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Oh, I like that.
Good shit.
That's a good.
Thank you.
Some girl at her open mic is doing an breathy acoustic cover of All Star by Smash Mouth, and I can't tell if she's extremely online or not online at all.
What?
It's just a tweet I came across. Some girl at her open mic is doing a breathy acoustic cover of All Star by Smash Mouth, and I can't tell if she's extremely online or not online at all.
Hey, Katie. I'm working on a synthwave horror album cover for a client. So right now I'm just working on hiding a bunch of like little Easter eggs and stuff in the background. Thanks, man. I'm glad you dig it. I'm just trying to find stuff that I've worked on to like add in the background of it. Sorry, I didn't see your message sooner. Things are getting intense here. This piece
Too deep.
is dip. That should be good. All right, I just got 4 panels to go, and then I gotta start hanging up random words and stuff all over this thing. Hmm. I keep losing the multi-stream link.
They betrayed you.
Did. I sent Katie a message just in case.
Nice.
We're gonna have to be shutting this thing down in about 20 minutes, right?
Yep. Like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Wow, I thought this was a 24-hour stream.
Well,
No,
you
that's
thought
extra
long.
Louis.
Damn. That was rough.
You hurt my egg feelings.
Oh, that was brutal.
Ah! I don't have any feelings.
I don't believe that for a second.
I don't have any feelings.
Maybe in your hair. I don't know.
Whoa.
That's all I have.
I don't have hair either. I'm an egg.
You don't. What?
It's not one of those weird eggs.
You don't know that.
I don't have any hair.
You didn't design yourself.
Yes, I did.
How dare
I'm
you?
lonely. That's it. That's all I am. Is a lonely egg.
Never speak to Catherine or her son again.
I hang out with Mac all the
I
time.
can tell Catherine's not listening to us. She's just tuning us out. She's like,
No, I heard about Mac. Leave my son out of this.
No,
Leave my son out of this.
he's in this. A special character. In
special
the
character.
story of my life.
A cameo appearance by Mac.
He delivers everybody macaroni and cheese.
People are saying Mac is a tour de force.
Yay! Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Your tomatoes.
Whoa. Watch who you call a tomato. I'm an egg.
This time. This time. Hmm. Y'all are too quiet and it's creeping me out.
You want me to scream then?
That's not screaming.
I mean, so much shit on the 4th of July.
I ate so much fucking shit on the 4th of July. Ah!
There you go.
I love that
My
video.
life has been that scream for the last.
Big mood. Big mood.
Oh man. I really hope that's the new Retzko.
Mm-hmm.
It's this dumb video, but it's also an amazing video.
What is it? Did you say the Red Skull?
Retzko.
Oh. Not as exciting.
Now I gotta watch it again. There you go, Sal.
Where are you linking me?
The video that we were
I know, but where?
imitating. Oh, in Discord and DM.
Okay. All right, I gotta do this really quick. Discord, damn. And what? Voice chatter?
No, it's I sent it to you DM.
Oh, okay. Blood machines? What the fuck is blood machines? Why'd you send me that?
That's the Carpenter Brute thing I was talking about earlier.
Ooh, okay. I'll have to look at that properly. Let me look at this first. What the fuck?
It's so good. I can hear it.
I ate so much fucking shit on the 4th of July.
Like the look and then walking off.
I love the Zoobies bunny videos, my god.
So funny.
I feel like there was another one that was really popular a while back too.
There's a couple I remember that was like, it was like just various short clips with the same bunny.
It's pretty quality humor.
I like the one where they're just like, I feel so bad for the people who made Zoobies.
Ah!
What'd you say, Marie, that you feel bad for what? For the people who made them?
No, the guy who made the Zoobie things, he said he feels bad for the people who made Zoobies. Using it not as intended.
Hmm. That was a bit too on the nose. I have to get rid of that one.
Well, take it off the nose.
I did.
Take it off some more.
I ripped off its nose and it cried.
Wow.
You know, sometimes that's what you gotta do when you're an artist, Marie.
Gotta rip people's noses off? Jeez.
Yep.
It's brutal.
Well, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, audience. Do you have to rip people's noses off in art? Or do well in art?
Yeah.
Make your choices now.
That's what we need. We need some Tijuana brass up in here for our quizzes.
Yeah.
Little Spanish flea.
Yep.
Love that shit. So great. I actually have that for my please stand by. One of my please stand by screens for technical errors and shit for Twitch.
Oh, that's funny.
We've also got the organ version of The Girl from Ipanema.
Oh.
The really classic version of it.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
So we have 3 minutes left before we have to wrap this up. Are there
Yeah.
any final words that you guys would like to convey to our esteemed viewers?
That.
You're gonna have to like trim that out and send it as a clip to Jessica.
Oh my god.
That is what I wanted to convey to the
We drew
audience.
so much fucking shit in the lonely extreme.
And see.
Yeah, these drawings are so cool. The stuff that you're working on.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually just dropping in a bunch of random old drawings that I've used for various things that I could imagine fitting the theme.
I did that once for a project.
Yeah.
I was like, it was an animation project, like a 3D animation project, and I needed some kind of like interior, so I just put up a bunch of drawings that I had done in the background to fill up the space a bit.
Yeah,
was
may
not-
as well.
Yeah. It was not a very good project because I was not very good at 3D, but it does exist. Hold on, I'll get the link.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, I know Lonely
black
Egg
mail
streaming.
material.
I know that Lonely Egg is streaming because I am running that stream.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, it's telling you.
yeah, I hop onto YouTube and it says Lonely Egg is streaming, and I'm like, yes, I know.
Fine. I did run it. I did that. Thank you, YouTube.
It was me all along.
YouTube is low-key trying to take credit,
Yep.
as always.
Right.
Stop trying to locate.
Oh, this is the... I did this to Nanalon, the NASA Peepo scene. I'm gonna put it in off topic.
Uh-oh.
Here, I'll post in the Lonely Egg chat too, I guess.
Okay.
The stream.
All right, I've just got one more to go. What should I put in there?
One more to go.
Oh, I know what I can put in there.
God, I'm looking at the hand just snapping into the wrong position, or into the right position. In
What
the scene.
hand?
In the thing I sent, there's a part where, like,
Where'd you put it?
what, I posted it in off-topic and in the Lonely Egg stream chat.
Okay.
But, there's, like, because I was really bad at 3D, there was one scene where, like, the hand snaps into the correct position because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't, like, interpolating properly. This whole thing is so bad.
Why hand? Why?
I think I just saw it.
I forget, was this the project where... I think this was the project where I straight up... But I was trying to render this before it was due, and, unfortunately, I didn't realize how long it was gonna take, so it was 3 in the morning, and it says it's gonna take, like, 8 hours to render, and I was like, class is in 7. So what I ended up doing is, I had to run, like, to the lab at, like, 3 in the morning, and I turned half of the empty computer lab into a render farm. And it worked! I got it done in time! The professor was gonna give me an extension if I couldn't get it rendered in time, because I was like, look, I am sorry. But I got it rendered in time, so he was okay with it.
If you did it, you did it.
Yeah. But,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, that was right before I, was going on internship, and I had to leave before the final crit, so I was supposed to, like, present early because of it. So that's why he was like, I'll give you some more time.
That was nice of him. Didn't have to do that. Could have just been like, nah, you're screwed. Sorry.
Hell no. Sorry, Captain.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Alright, we should probably start wrapping up.
Yeah,
Wrap
that's a
it
good
up.
idea.
Wrap it up.
Well, I'm gonna go on first because I have to clean up.
Alright, so why don't you plug yourself before we leave?
Alright, well, I may be an egg, but you can follow me on Twitter at Pixel Plague. You can find me there. That is where I post most of the time. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching the stream. Have fun.
Wait, is it twitch.com, or not twitch.com, is it pixel_plague or pixel plague?
It's Pixel_Plague.
Okay, cool, I posted your thing in the chat. But yeah, I'll see you around, Marie. Thanks for being the
Yeah.
goddamn egg.
Thanks.
You did a good job
For the
tonight.
stream.
Many children will be saved because of your efforts.
I hope not. Good night.
Well,
Alright, so Sal, why don't you plug yourself?
you can find my stuff at thedarkcloak.com, and everywhere that I am that you can stalk me is all linked there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. I don't know.
You have a MySpace?
No. Well, I'm
Oh.
sure it's still out there, but
Because I was gonna say, does anyone use MySpace anymore?
actually, you'd be surprised. People do use MySpace,
For
especially
what?